you watched the previous video, you know this is Reggie. He's a regular guy, working a regular 9 to 5 for a regular minimum wage. But after a moment of realization, he decided to take a calculated risk. Little does he know, he is soon to be a millionaire. But right now, Reggie is back in the trenches. It's 9 p.m. His friends are at the pub. His girlfriend is watching Netflix. Reggie is on his hands and knees scrubbing a coffee stain off a floor that isn't his. He has $500 in his bank account from his cleaning business. He has cash flow, but he doesn't have freedom. He just has a second job. He stops to wipe the sweat from his eyes, his knees aching against the hard tile, and looks toward the break room. He watches a guy in a suit walk up to the vending machine. The guy feeds it $1. The machine hums. It drops a Snickers. Reggie stares at that machine. It didn't scrub the floor. It didn't drive across town in traffic. It didn't have to be polite to a rude manager. It just stood there and got paid. Reggie realizes the difference. He is working for money, but that metal box, the money is working for it. Reggie drives home. He doesn't sleep. He goes to the war room. He runs the numbers. At Costco, a bag of chips costs 50 cents. In the machine, it sells for $1.50. That is a $1 profit every time someone gets hungry. If 20 people buy a snack a day, that's $20 a day. That's $600 a month. To make $600 cleaning, Reggie has to scrub 4 filthy houses. He has to trade 20 hours of his life inhaling bleach fumes. The machine makes that same money for 0 hours of labor. The math looks too good. It looks like a cheat code. Reggie is hooked. He goes online to buy his freedom. But reality hits fast. A new machine costs $4,000. Reggie only has $500. He dives into the used market, the graveyard of other people's failed side hustles. He finds a Dixie Narco from the 90s. It's scratched, it's heavy, and when he goes to pick it up, it smells like old dust and stale electricity. Price tag? $400. Then comes the physical reality. You can't fit a fridge in a Honda Civic. He has to rent a U-Haul. He has to buy a dolly. He spends 2 hours wrestling 600 pounds of dead weight up a metal ramp. He nearly crushes his foot. He is sweating more now than he did scrubbing floors. He has the machine. Now he needs a home for it. He drives around town looking for a spot. The gym says no. The mechanic says yes, but wants 50% of the profit. Finally, he finds a tired laundromat on the edge of town. There's no food nearby. The owner just shrugs, barely looking up from his paper, and says, "Give me $20 a month for the electricity." Reggie shakes his hand before he can change his mind. Reggie heads to Costco. He buys the Golden Trio, Coke, Diet Coke, and Sprite. He buys chips. He spends his last $100 on stock. He loads the machine, sliding every bag perfectly into the coils. He slots the handwritten name tags in. He plugs it in. The lights hum to life with a satisfying buzz. The compressor kicks in. To anyone else, it's just an old beat-up vending machine. To Reggie, it's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. He leaves it alone for 3 days. When he comes back, he unlocks the coin mechanism. He feels the weight of the coins. There is $40 in the box. He feels like a genius. He didn't work for this money. He was sleeping when this money was made. He pulls out his calculator. He thinks, if I buy 100 of these, I'll be a millionaire in 3 years. But the honeymoon ends. It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. Reggie is relaxing. His phone rings. It's the laundromat owner. "Your machine ate a guy's dollar. He's kicking it. Come fix it now." Reggie has to put on his shoes. He drives 20 minutes in the freezing rain. He opens the machine. A coin was jammed. He fixes it in 30 seconds. He hands the angry customer a refund. He drives home, cold and wet. He does the math. He just spent an hour of his life and $5 in gas to solve a $1 problem. His hourly wage for tonight, -$5. 2 weeks later, he opens the machine to restock. The Snickers are gone, but the veggie straws, nobody touched them. He checks the date, expired. He has to throw $20 worth of product into the trash. That's $20 of profit, gone. Then the final blow. A soda can exploded in the heat. Sticky syrup is everywhere, and where there's syrup, there are ants. Reggie spends 2 hours on his knees scrubbing sticky goo out of the corners of the machine while ants crawl on his hands. The smell of old sugar is nauseating. He scrapes his knuckles on the sharp metal. He looks at the passive income machine. This isn't passive. He realizes he isn't a business owner. He's just a janitor who pays the privilege of working. Reggie realizes the problem isn't the machine. It's the process. He's treating it like a baby that needs constant supervision. He needs to treat it like a business. He takes a hit. He spends $300, almost all his profit, on a credit card reader with telemetry. This is the upgrade. Now the machine talks to his phone. He can see exactly what's sold. He stops driving there just to check on the machine. He only goes when the app tells him to. He sees that nobody buys veggie straws, so he stops buying them. He doubles down on Coke and Doritos. He uses data to stop the bleeding. The month ends, the dust settles. Revenue, $400. Expenses, $180. Net profit, $220. Is it worth it? For one machine? No. The stress, the ants, the late night calls is too much for a couple of $100. But Reggie sees the vision. One machine is a headache. 10 machines, that's $2,000 a month. That's a salary. He has built a tiny, imperfect asset. It's not freedom yet, but it's a start. Reggie has a little cash flow now. He's scrubbing toilets and filling snack machines. But as he drives to his 9-to-5 the next morning, sitting in traffic, he realizes something terrifying. He spent all this effort trying to make an extra $200 while his main job claims 40 hours of his week. He's been focusing on the pennies and ignoring the dollars. It's time to audit the 9-to-5. Class dismissed.